Hi, all curious minds, and we all want to get rich, and one of the easiest way to nowadays to get rich is to create a software project. We can distribute it to many people, and we are happy with the outcome. But I can ask for just one metric and see that you are doing DevOps wrong. And why I'm saying this? Well, they consider me as a dev because I was working with software projects more than a decade. I have obsession about security, and I was developing a server security software in the past. So I know a bit about apps as well. So you may get the idea. So what is this metric? It's quite easy. Code coverage. This is the very simple metric that a software project can have. A code coverage, basically how many tests you written for your code, and position 2. Position 2. Sorry. So how many tests you write over the years? Yes, okay. And see the percentage. So like 80% is covered by a code. The code is covered by 80% with tests. Why this is so crucial and so important? I will need to cheat. So we are all familiar with this concept called this infinite loop of DevOps, where we can plan what we going to release. And obviously, if we have the plan, we start coding like hell. Then, in some software project, to have the code actually executed, you need to build it. And here comes the test part. So the testing part is in the DevOps lifecycle, but how to test? That's a different topic. So if the code is tested, well, we're going to release it. So this is the dev part. And this is the ops part. Okay, so we released it. So we have a code, an executable code somewhere in our editor. Then the operations pick up and deploy it. Okay. So it's on a server, it's on the public, and they need to operate it. So it's operating. Now we can monitor the results, and if something it's not good, we can go back to planning, which will be coded, tested, released, deployed, operated, and monitored. This is a very famous cycle around DevOps. But here comes the code coverage part. Many of you are not aware that they say it should be at least 80%. In my experience, the best team I ever worked with had a 90% code coverage. It was an amazing team. We done a lot of great things together, but that was the unicorn. The second best part, second best project I was participating in had 20% code coverage. It was a struggle, a real struggle to how to do DevOps in that environment. We constantly had to put out fires, and it delayed how the software was proceed. And any other project that I have participated in had zero code coverage. And they said they are using DevOps. And they are not. They had a plan. Well, somebody figured out something, coded quickly. It was a proof of concept, basically. So they had the code. There were no build site, no automation how to build it. So somebody had to manually push the build. Testing. Well, many of this project who had zero code coverage invested in QA qualification. So testers who manually tried to push different kind of things, and they went back to the coding part because there are, well, issues with the code. So there were no release. So they were not able to deploy this new software project early. The operation part is most of the time quite easy. You're going to AWS because we are cloud native, right? And basically we were going to deploy a virtual machine called EC2, and we are doing DevOps. So basically they have a Linux operation system. Somehow, with a miracle, they are doing this release. Monitoring, most of the time it's not existing, because how could you monitor something if you are not able to just test the code? So the monitoring will not produce any output because you don't know how to monitor the thing that you want to measure. This will result in a lack of planning, which will result in poor code quality. You may somehow automate the building process and hope for the best. The hope for the best is that the QA will not find, won't find anything, and somebody may somehow create a packet. Creating a packet is also a common issue that will somehow land to the deployment part, and the operations will just scratch their head around how to operate this code piece. So this is why when they find me, like, we have a project that we want to, well, we stuck with it. And we missing our deadlines. We are having security issues because somebody just uploaded the malware, or somehow they got into our system. I can just simply ask, what is your code coverage? Most of the time, the answer is 0. So, I hope this little metric will be more important for you in the future, because it's a great indicator about you're doing something wrong. So, what can be the reasons for zero code coverage? I already mentioned a proof of concept, went to production. I don't have any issue with this, because there is a concept called feature. Feature flags. You can hide this proof of concept code behind of a feature flag, try it out and see the results. But if you don't have feature flags, well, it's an issue that a proof of concept got to the production. The other issue is what I called XUnit. Many programming language requires you to install a different kind of a framework just to write and run tests. And many developers are not aware of how to configure it. So there are writing a unit test. Well, that's a different topic that we can argue with what is a unit. I'm not going to into the details in this video. Well, time. Time is a crucial part of this zero coverage issues, because we want to get out features quickly with inside of a development lifecycle. And what is usually happening is there are a bug, there are a security fix, well, it's called code depths. Sorry, I forgot this concept. Technical dependencies, yeah, sorry. Most of the time, bugs, missing pipelines, and similar things are just called as technical depths, which results in the lack of time. So we are going to skip the test, which will result in much more delays. So what else? What else? My favorite. Cloud native. So we are cloud native. We're using different kind of databases on the cloud, and we are, well, in an issue that we cannot mock out the we cannot mock out the cloud service, so we are not writing tests because we are not don't know how to test it. This is not well, not an answer. If you are cloud native, you have the ability to set up some kind of a XUnit, mock out the service, and still write the code with more than 0% code coverage. Okay. So, what can we do about this? We have this concept called test-driven development, or we have BDD, which is basically the same. Simply write the test first and write the code next. It's much easier said than done. And my famous book around TDD called Learn, Test with Go. I know this is a Go programming language guide, but it shows you how to TDD, the benefits of the Go programming language, and I will leave a link into the description. So what I want you to take away from this video, if you have release issues, if you have security issues, if you missing release cycles, just look for your code coverage. If it doesn't exist, maybe this is the answer. So, I was Zoltán Toma, and this is the Curious Minds Collective. And I hope that you take some good information around from this video, and I hope your software as a service project will succeed in the future. And see you next time. Bye.